divide, and tether. That seems to be the modus operandi of today. And today's a lot of artists that are out today. Divide, meaning I'm not black, I'm immigrant. And tether, onto black innovations and creations. Today, we're going to break that down, what happened at the Grammys yesterday. We're going to break down this divide and tether tactic. And let me start off with before we go even further, any further, let's make it clear why we do this. Black American culture is so deep and is given so much to the world. Yet, people who benefit from our culture have a strong problem acknowledging our culture. And the major reason why that's a problem is because the Black American is under menticide, meaning nothing positive about what we do gets talked about, while everything negative that we do gets talked about. And what that does is it creates in the mind of a black person and people's perception of black people as abject failures. And that's the cause and effect is black people aren't recognized for our humanity, for our genius, for our greatness. Because when we do genius and great things, that's given to other people, while we have to bear the burden of everything that goes wrong. So we're going to talk about that today. Give me like 1 minute. We'll be right back. All right. Give me 1 minute and we're going to get started. Rocky, these people have been divisive. Divide and tether. That's what we talking about today, Rocky. They wanted to be divisive. These people are so divisive. They're so divisive, Rocky. The people are divisive. When you talk about being in America, and you give the greatness of Americans to immigrants, that is divisive. 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 That is divisive. Ain't that right, Rocky? Ain't that right? Rocky says it's divisive, so that means it's divisive. Well, anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome for joining. Get some music going. Let's talk about this. So, we're going to play a couple clips from the Grammys. And I want to say, first off, salute to everybody that I know that won a Grammy. You know, I'm always for people who work in that field, it's always good to see them win because that's very, very important to what they charge, I was mad my man Robert Glasper didn't win last night. But yeah, we had a fun time at his after party for the Grammys. I had a great time partying Grammy weekend, a lot of great shows, a lot of great parties. But outside of the parties and the open bar access, I don't give a fuck about no Grammy. That's my personal point of view on Grammys. And I don't see artists any better or worse for either having a Grammy or not having a Grammy. So I personally the Grammys don't really mean nothing to me. But it is a ceremony. It's a ritual. The Grammys are a ritual. The Grammys are a ritual to give credit to as many non-black artists that create this, what we know as Black American music. From folk to country to house to hip hop, pop, and all in between. They're all 100% inventions of Black American music. And the Grammys are a time to give awards and reward people who do a good job in our art form. They've gotten a lot better since Harvey Mason Jr. has taken over. Salute to Harvey Mason Jr. and his legendary father, the drummer Harvey Mason. Yellow Jackets, Michael Jackson, you go up and down the line, Harvey Mason Sr. A lot of your original drum programs from a lot of those drum machines in the 80s, that was Harvey Mason Sr. That was programming, that they were recording, programming a lot of those 80s and 70s drum synths. There's actually Harvey Mason drums from those early drum programs. His father. Salute to Kendrick. Kendrick is the same artist to me, whether he have 27 Grammys or 0 Grammys. Grammys don't define an artist to me. They didn't give George Clinton one in his prime, so that show you Grammys don't mean nothing. Marvin Gaye didn't get a Grammy until Sexual Healing. Snoop didn't get a Grammy, so Grammys are not how I judge artists at all. But salute to Kendrick for winning his. You knew Bad Bunny was gonna win the album of the year over him because it's all about getting whatever non-black person the highest level of prestigious awards to give the illusion that Black American music is secondary. And that's what the Grammys for the most part do. The Grammys are a yearly reminder to people that no matter what you heard all year, Black American music is secondary, third, fourth class music. They do that by awarding as many non-Black Americans with these awards as possible to pull off that BS heist. And in that we get these people who win awards. We get these people who win awards doing our music. And they do everything they can but thank us. So I'm going to play a couple in a row. I'm going to play Olivia Dean's ceremony. And then we're going to play Shaboozey's ceremony. And then we're going to talk about why this is culturally disrespectful. It's culturally disrespectful. So let's play what we're talking about here. Let's play it here. And then let's Grammys be striking. This is Olivia Dean.
This is really nothing without their team.
So this is Olivia Dean, brown skin. And this has been the rule. This is in my upcoming book. We talk about this, how the last 15 years has been putting a non-Black American face on Black American music. See, back it was Jimmy Dean in the 50s and the 60s. It was in the 60s and the 70s. It was the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and Boy George in the 80s and Madonna and Justin Timberlake in the 2000s. It was always generally a white face that they would put on Black music and call it country, call it pop, call it whatever. The last 15 years since 2010, it's been about putting a melanated face on Black American music. And this is why we delineate. People always ask, okay, what's this delineation thing? Is it Tariq Nasheed? Y'all love calling his name. Instead of calling out this shit right here. Let's listen to what she has to say in her delivery speech.
Emily, my best friend, my manager, we've been doing this for 10 years. So this is for you too, and my family. And I guess I want to say I'm up here as a granddaughter of an immigrant. I wouldn't be here. I'm a product of bravery, and I think those people deserve to be celebrated.
See, Olivia Dean is from London. She's from London. Her music, comeuppance, is Black American music. Where's the respect? Where's the respect to the people you got your sound from? In case you haven't heard, this is some Olivia Dean's music. I'm only gonna play like 5-second snippets so I don't get a strike.
He's over more and more. Had to get.
That's Black American folk right there that she's playing, singing, by the way.
I love it when you cross my mind.
She over there sounding like, what's her name? From LA, who don't get no credit. I see her pretty face too. I'm drawing a blank. But that was some knockoff Layla Hathaway right there. And I'm drawing a blank. She sounded exactly like, what's her name? From Long Beach. Not Avery Sunshine. She sounded more like Avery Sunset than Avery Sunshine. Very mediocre.
And double yellow.
Very mediocre voice.
It's a gift to exist. It's a wonder to taste, and it's hard to resist.
All of that's Black American music. All of it. There's no British folk.
'Cause clearly I know just.
Okay, that's Alicia Keycard. Alicia Keycard sounding. Okay. Black American bass, Black American drums. All right.
I'm glad you're doing so well.
I don't hear no British nothing. I don't hear any British music.
Funny how when it's upside down.
Downbeat on the 2 and the 4. Okay. Still no British.
I'd like to think you feel the same.
Okay, triplet format, 4/4 triplet format, 2/4 downbeat. I don't hear any British folk music. I only hear Black American music. This is what I mean by the cultural disrespect. Like 100% of the sound is Black American, like 100%. And we can't get no acknowledgement. Yeah, you're right. Kendrick, appreciate Super Chat. Kendrick gave respect to Luther Vandross when he won. But the immigrants disrespected. And they disrespected, what's her name? Cher. You know, auto-tune was invented for Cher. She called him Luther Vandross. Cher wasn't nothing but a knockoff Shaka. Cher, first off, when Cher got with Sonny, she was a minor. She was underage, and that happened, yes. They said that they knew each other. They didn't start dating until she was legal. But he knew her when she was a minor. Let's start off with that when it comes to Cher. And the first auto-tune was in the late 90s because they always wanted to Cher to sound black. And she couldn't sing. So when they came up with auto-tune, it was to fix Cher's voice. And then she turned around and called Kendrick's album. She knew it was Kendrick Lamar. She knew it wasn't no damn Luther Vandross. She knew that. These people play games. They're very petty when we get wins. People get very petty when we get wins. Shout out to the legend Mavis State was on a win last night. Yeah, and I check. Yeah, Candy Staten on a nomination and Bobby Rush, Buddy Guy. Yeah, if y'all haven't checked it out, I appreciate the super chat, Norandale. I interviewed Bobby Rush. He was nominated last night. He lost out. I think he won one, but he lost the other one to Buddy Guy. But I interviewed Bobby Rush twice. Y'all need to go check that out, especially if you're on Patreon. A lot of history in my interviews with Bobby Rush. But yeah, Cher was somebody who, you know, was allegedly, they were definitely, according to their words, friends when she was a minor. But yeah, she gonna disrespect Kendrick like that. But that's what happened is. No, she's not senile. She's not senile. I'm not gonna promise you she's not senile. And I'm not gonna promise you she's not senile. It happens too consistently when black people get wins. That the win is marginalized in some kind of way. Now this is where it gets really offensive right here. This is where he gets offensive. He's dressed like a Confederate war general that lost. And listen to what he has to say.
Again, the last thing I want to say, immigrants built this country, literally.
He said, heard that? Immigrants built this country, literally. Hold on. Well, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna let the thing play out, and then we're gonna break it down line by line.
So much. And again, the last thing I want to say, immigrants built this country, literally. So this is for them, for all children of immigrants. This is also for those who came to this country in search of better opportunity to be a part of a nation that promised freedom for all and equal opportunity to everyone willing to work for it. Thank you for bringing your culture, your music, your stories, and your traditions here. You give America color. I love y'all so much. Thank you.
He said immigrants brought their culture and their music. And immigrants are who give America color? They give America color? This is an artist named Shaboozey. He won Best Country Duo Performance with Jelly Roll. Mind you, Jelly Roll is a white man that named himself after jazz great Jelly Roll Morton. Black American jazz great Jelly Roll Morton from about 100 years ago. So you flip the name of a legendary jazz artist, Jelly Roll Morton, and you get with some dude named Shaboozey. And Shaboozey says immigrants built the country. My only question is when. See, Black Americans, we do ourselves grave harm when we reduce our impact on America to slave labor. See, I'm somebody that I truly come from debate. You don't see me debate people on YouTube because I did all my debating in college where it counted. Where you couldn't tell a lie and talk fast to get over it. You had to prove what you said. Dana Dorsey, I appreciate the Cash App. And when you say we and you reduce us to just the labor, the counter argument to that is, well, does that mean the employees at McDonald's get credit for building McDonald's and not the people who own McDonald's? That's like, and that's a valid argument. That's like if somebody comes back to you and says, okay, yeah, how can you get credit for building the country when you were just the labor? It's a very valid argument. I'm not gonna say it's not a valid argument. The credit, because in America, the credit goes to the people who made the innovations. But when it comes to Black people in America, we made the innovations too. It's the innovations, it's the inventions, it's the George Washington Carver creating the assembly line. It's a one-to-one connection between our genius and our labor and America flourishing. When it comes to the train system, you can't reduce us to just building the train tracks. We created the lubrication system for the train tracks, what they call the train system, what they call the real McCoy. Black Americans have hundreds of patents, dozens of patents, I should say, on the train system alone. We didn't just build the tracks. We made the train efficient with our brains. Benjamin Banneker perfected the clock, designed the city of Philadelphia and Washington, D.C., created the Farmer's Almanac to keep Americans living. We didn't just pick cotton. We reduce ourselves when we say we just were the labor. We were the labor, most definitely. And the free labor is what was the engine that drove the economy in the North. The free labor of the South. And the free labor of the North when slavery was still legal in the North. But we didn't just pick cotton. We invented the cotton gin. Eli Whitney gets credit because slaves weren't allowed to get credit for their patents. But the cotton isn't what made America the #1 economy. It was the cotton gin. The efficiency of the inventions that we created alongside our labor. We got to tell the whole story. We can't just stop at labor. That's an easy argument to cut down to anybody who understands argument and rhetoric. But when you add in the inventions, plastic. We invented plastic, nigga. George Washington Carver, come on. The light bulb, the doorknob, the security system. These are the things that made America more efficient than its competitors around the world. Everybody has slavery, and you hear punks like Elon Musk say that all the time. And technically, although he's a racist, foul, degenerate, technically he's right. Everybody did have slavery, yep. Everybody had slavery. But only one country had these niggas that invented shit to make the slavery more efficient. And that's the United States of America. So let's go further into this shit.
Team in the world, thank you so much. And again, the last thing I want to say, immigrants built this country, literally.
Lie.
Actually. So this is for them, for all children of immigrants. This is also for those who came to this country in search of better opportunity to be a part of a nation that promised freedom for all and equal opportunity to everyone willing to work for it. Thank you for...
No, where does the willing to work for part come from? America never said anything about equal opportunity for those willing to work for it. That's supposedly inherent without willing to work for it. Because Lord knows, when they created the Homestead Act, no one had to work for the Homestead Act. They got it. I mean, that's all that work hard. You work hard. You work hard.
For bringing your culture, your music, your stories, and your traditions here.
Culture, he said, and that's the part there. He said immigrants brought culture, music. They brought culture, music, and stories. Huh? Let's break that part down. This is what we mean by disrespect. Let's break that all the way down. Because he does country music. I introduce to you Robert Fleming. Robert Fleming is the black inventor that modernized the guitar. The current hollow body guitar that Gibson put electrics to, that Gibson saw and recreated, was invented by a black man. Now the guitar is worldwide, like the drum. The guitar is just like the drum. It's a worldwide instrument. It's a worldwide instrument. You can see this instrument all across the world. But each corner of the world has their own variation of a guitar. It's made to accompany the music of the local population. The guitarrón in Mexico, the sitar in India. Everybody has their own version of it. Because all a guitar is a string held by tension. There's a few different strings held by tension. And each style guitar has its own flavor. Well, the flavor that's in country music is created and played by the style guitar that was invented here in the United States of America by Robert Fleming. He didn't immigrate and bring his sound from his country. No, he created a sound within a country that his ancestors helped build. Not just through labor, but through genius. The Black American musical story, the story of Black American music is a story of music invented and created here in the United States of America. See, when you listen to them in their country music that they're playing, Let me read these super chats, then we're going to go deeper. You said Shaboozey getting lit up right now on Twitter. That's right. Keep doing it. And what I'm doing right now, I'm giving y'all even more talking points. When y'all done listening to me, chop this video up and send it to Shaboozey, okay? He saw he was giving march orders to say this BS before leaving the stage. That's a good point, Christopher Lee. That's a good point. Go, what's up, man? Say this is part of persistent campaign by some continental Africans to claim credit and ownership of the music FBS created. Thank you, Fat Joe, Busta Rhymes, and Pete Rock. Yeah. And also, you know, we got to blame a lot of Black Americans for one Black. Well, that's African. Because you heard somebody say it. No good in the hell well, you got all your soul from your grandmama. But we've been tricked to believe that we come from somewhere other than here. Although the numbers don't reflect that. This is all about, before I go even further, this is all about reclaiming our cultural and musical lineage. Why do we want to reclaim that? It's because a people, any people who are known for contributing nothing to society, it's easier to see those people wiped off the face of the planet. You can kill off a people who don't have any points on the board. Nobody cares. People always say, oh, nobody likes us and this, they don't respect us. Well, a major reason why is because most people think that you didn't do anything, Black people. If you ask the average person, we're the criminal class that can dance good, play some basketball, not that smart, don't have a land of our own, and we're just these people who are out there in the wilderness. The reason why people feel comfortable thinking that way about us is because they don't know the real deal. And too many Black people will allow others to get away with this disrespect. Let's listen to that song that won a Grammy.
If heaven saw me out last Friday, hell, I ain't getting.
Oh, sounds like he's using this American style guitar. I don't hear. Why don't if this is about you bringing your culture, why aren't you playing a string instrument from Africa, from Nigeria? And I don't want to hear y'all say banjo because he's not playing a banjo. And second off, the first banjos discovered in America were invented and created in America with American tree wood, okay? The American banjo did not come from Africa. But I just said this because somebody's going to say, well, the banjo, he's not even using a banjo. He's using an American style hollow body guitar.
Somebody said prayer for me because the pills ran out.
He's crap. The downbeat is on the 2 and the 4. That is an American beat. That culture didn't come to America. Nowhere else in the world do you hear a 2-4 downbeat. 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1 and 2. You don't that when you hear that delay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a dead giveaway that music is out of America. No matter what the race, the person playing it. He'd have, if he was playing his native music, there would be, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be his native music. If it was Nigerian, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, or it might be quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But since it's American, specifically Black American, is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's right there in front of us. The 2/4 backbeat. Name the artist that came up and thanked Black Americans for giving us the 2/4 backbeat. Because you didn't do that at home. That's a uniquely American way of counting music. So what culture and style did Shaboozey bring to America? I've broken this down before and I'll break it down again. I just put up the clip. Me breaking this down before, but I'm gonna do it again. This is D. Ford Bailey. Here is the father of country music right here. D. Ford Bailey. He is the person, his style is what the Carter family, A.P. Carter and his family stole from. And when you're talking about Jimmy Rogers, all those early country artists, they were all trying to sound like D. Ford Bailey. Black American. I heard an electric bass. Do you know the first time an electric bass was used in recorded music? It was by Montgomery. First tour musician to use electric bass full time with Wes Montgomery. So Wes Montgomery was a guitarist. Monk Montgomery played the bass, and he played with he played, his brother was Wes Montgomery, and Wes Montgomery is popularized that George, what we call that George Benson sound, that current smooth jazz sound. That was Wes Montgomery's sound. But Monk Montgomery played with Lionel Hampton. And the first time, I don't have the song pulled up, but the first time you hear an electric bass, let me see if I can find the album, because I wasn't planning on playing nothing. That's a song called Cherokee, by the way. There's a lot of black music that has names like Cherokee, but no black music that has names like Igbo. One second. Because I want to make a point. Let me get to that song. There it is. There it is. Right here. This is the first time an electric bass was used in a song. Flying Home. Right here, this version. This version. First time an electric bass was used in a song. What I'm trying to say is the modern bandstand, the guitar, the bass, the drum set, the first person to use a completely modern bandstand was Ray Charles. The modern bandstand, the first person to really use it the way it is right now, bass, drums, keys, electric keys, that was Ray Charles. Let me see if I can pull that song up for you real quick. Let me see here. Where is it? This is the same year my mom was born. When electric instruments became standardized, became a part of the R&B sound, it was Ray Charles that made music electric. Electric keyboard, electric bass, the modern bandstand, electric keys, drums, bass. That was all Ray Charles. That was Ray Charles. So whether you're talking about Bad Bunny, Cher, Justin Timberlake, Adele, Bob Marley, Fela Kuti, they all used the setup that was popularized by Ray Charles here in America. And when it came to synthesized sounds, a lot of your original drum programs and synthesized instruments, when America was really moving the sound of synthesized stuff forward, Stevie Wonder was a major driving force behind the single person producer sound. Like this. This is Stevie Wonder. He played every instrument himself. I'm too high. First time someone played all the instruments. Not first time, but one of the early times. All the instruments played. When it comes to a lot of your sounds, when it comes to like single person, you got to go to Stevie Wonder. When it comes to the first time a string arrangement was used, on keyboard, the first time a string arrangement was used on keyboard was this song. That was the first time a straight up keys were used for a string arrangement. The early days of vocoder, even before Roger Troutman, was Herbie Hancock. Early Herbie Hancock. Why am I doing all this? Larry Smith, when it came to programming hip hop and going to electric instruments that hip hop popularized, you gotta go with Larry Smith's production.
The words love and light both have 4 letters, but they're 2 different things altogether, because I've liked men.
Gotta give Larry Smith credit for that. I mean, up and down the line, Everything that these people are using, you gotta give T-Pain. Even though T-Pain didn't get credit for inventing auto-tune, auto-tune was invented to make Cher sound black. T-Pain turned auto-tune into an instrument. Me personally, I'm not a friend of auto-tune. I don't like it at all. But it was T-Pain that turned auto-tune into an instrument. So all four corners, from the style of writing to the instruments used to how they play those instruments, everything is rooted in Black American innovation. 100% of it. But Shaboozey wants to thank people who had nothing to do with this. I'm always gonna be in these people's head and call this shit out. What's up, chat? I'm gonna see what I wanna know what y'all think. I wanna know what y'all think. Three two three 750-705-5150. Sexy Red says, appreciate the super sticker, Sexy Red. Crown K says, thank you for your hard work, education, and masses, contributions of our kinfolks, the Aborigines of these lands. Appreciate that. See, I'm glad you said that about the Aborigines of this land. You can hear our Aboriginal status through the music. The people that they call Native Americans, why ain't we following their sound? The people who are listed as Native Americans, why aren't we doing their music? Why isn't the American sound more closely related to the Caribbean and African sound? You hear a strong connection between Caribbean and African. Afro beats and reggaeton are the same goddamn beat. Or every goddamn song. You can mix them up and be sound just alike. Why our music sound like that if we so African? Africa is a major continent with a huge variety in sounds. Where is the sound in Africa that emphasizes a 2/4 backbeat? Yeah, second answer said people will call us in for checking people like Shaboozey. Right. It's in the music, man. Just listen. Just listen. One of the major songs in the genre they call jazz is a song that's actually composed by a white artist for a movie, but Charlie Parker redid the song Cherokee. And Cherokee is a standard. But you know, Charlie Parker was Cherokee Indian. You know that, right? He was Cherokee Indian. And that song Cherokee has been remade so many times. Just look up the song Cherokee. All the jazz greats did their own version of Cherokee. Cherokee is a standard in Black American jazz. That's Max Roach and Clifford Brown. The Christian McBride Trio did Cherokee. Ahmad Jamal did Cherokee. Kamasi Washington did Cherokee. I had a good conversation with Kamasi last night at the That's Kamasi's version of Cherokee. Certain songs bring up ancestral memory. You know? Certain songs bring up ancestral memory. Baby Dodds, one of the forefathers of the drum set. His grandfather was a waterlogged Native American drummer. Y'all know that? That was Stanley Clark of the Blue Note. Salute to the Blue Note. I went to the Robert Glasper's after party last night for the Grammys. Only Michael Jackson get a room full of Grammy winners and stop and start dancing. A lot of the people you see wearing black, they were in D'Angelo's tribute band last night. Isaiah Sharkey. Got to holler at Isaiah Sharkey. Great fucking guitarist, man. Oh my God. Me and Bilal got to talk for a little while last night. Me and Bilal talked for like 30 minutes last night, just about music, man. Just about music. And one thing that is very key and essential to Black American music, they always want to talk about, okay, it comes from Africa. Look, man, one of the special things about Black American music is its innovation. Our music a staple, what they call jazz. Jazz, quote unquote, today don't sound like it did in the 60s. In the 40s, in the 50s. Black American music is continual and constant evolution. Let me give you an example. I spent all weekend there. I'm gonna play y'all some videos from Grammy weekend. This Isaiah Sharkey on guitar. He was at Blue Note the other night. This Isaiah Sharkey talking about Black American. We have our own guitar style. And salute to Boom Bap over there on bass from Mo City. Me and Boom Bap talked for a while. And Justin Tyson on drums. Listen to this Black American style guitar. This is our style guitar. Isaiah Sharkey, he was the music director for D'Angelo's tribute last night. Isaiah Sharkey. Justin Tyson on drums. These are Black American drums, by the way. Gene Bader again. Listen to her voice, man. This is Black American music right here. This is all improv.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Come on now. This is Black American tradition. This is what I'm gonna close it out with. This was impromptu last night before Corey Henry's show. We went in. T, don't get mad at me for playing this. But this was we just walked in to say what's up to Corey Henry before his show, and Keon Harrell was there. That's Trump, the great trumpeter, Keon Harrell. But this is literally spontaneous. This is Black American tradition right here. Sheena, don't get mad. That was impromptu. That was just improv. That was just before we walked in before the show. They just did that. Like, but that right there. I just want to take you guys on a quick journey down. This is our tradition, man. This is our tradition, and we can't let our history get glossed over because some people got some agendas. We cannot allow our history to be glossed over so people can push their petty agendas. This is ours, and our grandparents passed this down to us. Our great-grandparents passed it down to our grandparents. Our great-great-great-great-grandparents passed it down. This is a tradition that's been passed down, and we take what's being passed down and we innovate and put more on top. Like a lot of the show with Corey yesterday on Saturday was improv. That was an accident. A lot of this was improv. That's Keon Harrell on trumpet. Told y'all Keon Harrell was one hell of a trumpet player. All this shit was improv. But listen to this shit right here, then we'll get back started.
Stay in your lane, stay.
see black folks, and we over here talking about something. Where's the good music, man? The good music is here. It's there. It's everywhere. But going back to we were talking about the Grammys do everything that they can to not let that cat out the bag. You hear that singing? You hear Gene Baylor's voice? Corey Henry's voice? You can't have those voices next to Bad Bunny and people take Bad Bunny serious. You can't have those voices next to Cardi B, next to Rihanna, next to any of this class in the last 15 years that's come in to erase the black creation of American music. They got to make everybody sing auto-tune to lower the vibration. They got to make everybody do these whispering, humming songs. Because when we sing at the level we know we can sing, can't nobody compete. Second Ezra said, appreciate the super chat, said, there's videos of all these tellers saying R&B comes from Africa. Right. I blame Pan-Africans. Myron Magnus, I appreciate it. He says, to all native FBA being called African American should be considered a slur and insult to our intelligence. That's a good point. That is kind of an insult to your intelligence. Happy Black History Month. Thanks for your love and dedication to our history. I appreciate that, Ms. Vita. Yeah, it's Black History Month. How they come Black History Month just marginalizing our sound like that? Ain't that right, Rocky? Ain't that right, Rocky? This is what I mean by we got to have these conversations. Because look, at the end of the day, I'm not mad at the Grammys. The Grammys are going to do what the Grammys do. You know what I mean? The Grammys are going to do what the Grammys are going to do. These award shows are invented to set us aside in music and culture that we create. They're not going to change. They change, like, since Harvey Mason Jr. has been there, they changed a little bit. And this also isn't to say, hey, look, this also isn't to say people of immigrant backgrounds can't play our music. I welcome everybody to play our music. Just give respect. Because let me tell you why I welcome everybody to play our music, black people. Because a lot of people are like, well, we need to gatekeep. We do need to gatekeep. And this is how we gatekeep. We gotta understand this. When you invent something that's great and dope and wonderful, everybody's gonna want a piece. You cannot invent something great and keep it to yourself. Everybody's gonna partake in something great. The automobile is a great invention. So I don't give a damn where you come from, how racist you are against the people who created automobiles. You're gonna get in the car. The jet engine came out of Nazi Germany. The Nazis gave us the jet and the freeway. But God damn it, those are some amazing innovations. And I ain't giving it up, even though I didn't create it. Go on, Rocky. Get your ass out of here. Rocky just put his nose on the door. That means he want to go. He don't bark. He just puts his nose on the door. And he looked back at me like, nigga, what? Huh? So I said that to say, you know, we didn't invent a lot of things. But when people invent things that are great, everybody's gonna want to participate and partake. We gotta understand that, black people. Our country music, our rhythm and blues, our jazz, our house music, our dance music, everybody's gonna want a piece of. That's fine. We gotta be smart enough to, if we're gonna work with people, first off, as the artist, get your money, and come in and have people show respect. people from immigrant backgrounds, you want to participate in our music. And this is one thing to participate in our music. It's another thing to say this music comes from Africa. To participate in our music and not give us credit is crazy work. That's crazy work. I'm not against immigrants doing our music, but show some respect. DeAndre Mosey said Bobby Rush is performing in New Orleans at the New Orleans Jazz Market, February 19th. That's what's up. That's what's up. February 19th, Bobby Rush. Yeah, go watch that. He's 92 years old. Go watch the man while he's still here with us. Amazing person, Mr. Bobby Rush. But we got to understand that. Hold people to a level of respect. And I'm loving the way Twitter got their foot in Shaboozey's ass right now. That BS Shaboozey said should not go unnoticed. That should go checked. If you don't show some damn respect to the people that created it here, then we can't respect you. Capiche? I'm about to get up out of here, but we're going to probably do a late night live tonight. We probably going to do a late night live tonight. We are probably going to do a late night live. So if y'all up 10, 11 o'clock tonight Pacific Standard Time, we'll do a Q&A talking about these, going into further detail of these divide and tether tactics. Divide, they're being divisive when they talk about being immigrants. Well, that's being divisive from those of us who aren't, right? Chairman, has that not been divisive? If you dedicate it to your immigrant family, is that not divisive? That's divisive. And the tethering onto our culture is a problem. Have some respect. The same way I respect other, like I respect other cultures, man. Like, and plus when you tether on, you muddy over your culture. That's why a lot of ways I fuck with Cubans. You don't really see Cubans out there trying to tether to our shit. Cuba has an amazing musical culture and tradition and heritage that they recognize. Out of all the countries in the Caribbean, Cuba is probably the crown jewel. But you also don't see them trying to say that they did what we created. Cuba is fairly, for the most part, secure within itself. You don't see Cubans doing this too often. You don't really see Cubans doing this. I would like for everybody to have the confidence Cubans have. Have confidence in your own shit. Jamaica got some mento music before us. That was dope. Calypso all throughout the Caribbean. My man said, saying every FBA must understand use the term African American. You correct them on the spot. Real talk. All right. But make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all again later on. Have a good one. Show some love and show some respect. That's all we ask for. Show some motherfucking respect when you create our music.